Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth, and for today's video I will be demoing some of the products that will be in the spring Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. So I've done this for the last couple sales. They usually do one in the spring and one in the fall, and as the name would suggest, it is 3 weeks long, and every day of those 3 weeks they have different items that are on sale for 50% off. So as soon as the sale items are announced, I like to go through my collection and pull everything that I have so that hopefully I can provide you with as much information as you need to decide whether to pick up some items during the sale. So because the sale is so long and there are so many items on sale, I have broken this up into 3 parts. So in this video, I will be covering the first week of the sale, and then hopefully next weekend I will have part 2 up for week 2, and week 3 will be the following Sunday. So it begins on Sunday, March 12th, which is daylight savings, so you want to be on the ball there. They do have some items that are online only, but some are in store as well. And I think the sale items usually go live, I want to say around midnight Eastern, like the beginning of that day. So you can actually stay up late to shop if you prefer to do that. Some items do tend to go pretty quick, so just be aware that some do sell out. But if there is an item that sells out, Sephora usually price matches for the items that they carry that are on sale. And then you can also check Target, because Target carries a selection of Ulta items, and likewise Kohl's carries a selection of Sephora items. So those are, I guess, the 4 places to check before you're just SOL for that item. Yeah, some will be online only, some are app only. So you may want to go ahead and download the Ulta app if you don't already have it. So Diamond and Platinum members, those are the 2 higher tiers of their rewards program. They will get free shipping on any Beauty Steal purchase. So if you only want to pick up that one item that's on sale and it's not $35 or whatever the free shipping threshold is, I think for Diamond members it might be $25. But anyway, you can get free shipping. And yeah, there will be some surprise steals that we don't know about, and just make sure when you are reviewing the calendar, so I will have it linked down below for you, just make sure that you click shop all, because that will show you every single item that's on sale. Some items are grouped by category and it can be a little bit confusing just based on that page. And in the past, they have kind of organized it differently, so it was a little bit easier to see the whole week at a glance. But this time around, it just seems like everything is just in chronological order. And they used to also have it so that you could set a Google or iCal calendar alarm for a particular day, but it seems like they've done away with that feature. So I'm going to go through chronologically here because I thought that would be easiest for you. And I will have timestamps down below. So if you want to save this video, favorite it or whatever, and then come back and just click to the specific day to refresh your memory on anything, you can do that. But I did apply, like I said, as many items as I could. So I filmed my application process, and I'll just insert those clips in the order of when they're on sale. So let's go ahead and start with March 12th. So for this one, there are a couple of Peach and Lily products, and I'll go ahead and scoot over here. A couple Peach and Lily products. The only one of those that I would recommend thinking about personally is the Power Cocktail Lactic Acid Repair Serum. That is currently $51, so it would be down to $25.50. So if you like lactic acid products, I think that would be a good one to check out. The other Peach and Lily product is their Matcha Pudding Antioxidant Cream. And because I do have more sensitive skin, I get eczema, I always check the ingredient lists of products before I purchase to see if there are any possible irritants. And I've been a little bit more cautious of late because I've been dealing with more eczema than normal, I guess, over the winter. So that one has fragrance from bergamot oil and thyme oil. For me, that's a pass, but if you have tried it and you enjoy it, let us know down below. Okay, so the next one is the Tarte Man-Eater Mascara. So I am wearing the black mascara today, and as you may know, my holy grail all-time favorite mascara is the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes. So it's definitely not better than that for me, as I probably show you. Yeah, so it has one of those really rubbery, bristly type wands. Very short bristles, actually. So for me, that's not my favorite type of wand. I prefer more of the natural bristle. And in general, I think it just doesn't give me quite the lift that the Lights Camera Splashes does. I know with this eyeliner, it's a little, I'll talk about the eyeliner later. It's a little difficult to see, but yeah, it just doesn't keep them as lifted or as curled as the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes. So for me, it's a pass, but if that is your favorite mascara, then that will be on sale. There's also the Face Tape Full Coverage Vegan Foundation. I don't think I've ever tried that one. It seems like Tarte puts out a lot of foundation products, and some are better than others. And then we have a few products from It Brushes for Ulta. It's their Solid Brush Cleanser. Haven't tried that. There's a pair of tweezers, and then a Airbrush Essentials Brow Set. I haven't tried that one, but I've tried a similar style, I guess, from Tweezerman. So these are nice because they're kind of flat on one side, so it allows you to kind of really hold it flat, I guess, against your face, and then tweeze or trim your brows that way instead of coming in at more of an angle or whatever. So if you don't have a pair of scissors like that, then that may be worth looking at. And then I think the Tweezerman kit also came with a similar spoolie, which is really handy for brushing up your brows and everything. So yeah, I would recommend, I guess, at least checking that one out. And then the next product here is the Mach Pro Longwear Paint Pot eyeshadow. And I used the shade Painterly as my eyeshadow base. And if you are an old school YouTube viewer, there was a time where it was like everyone used either Painterly or Soft Ochre, I guess. Soft Ochre, as the name would suggest, is a little bit more yellow toned. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite eye base, but it does do a good job of kind of canceling out the color of your lids if you want to do that, or any veins or anything. So I don't know, it's kind of a classic product, so I think if you haven't tried it before, maybe look into it just so you can have that experience, I guess. And then we have a few products from Zitsticka. They have a hydrocolloid patch, a microdart patch, and a Mega Shade Breakout Proof SPF 50 serum. The SPF 50 serum, I think, again, has some ingredients that are just not ideal for my skin type, so definitely passing on that one. And I just recently picked up some of the Peace Out hydrocolloid patches. And then I think I also have some microdart patches from a different brand. I just wanted to see if these have some sort of active. So these do have salicylic acid, niacinamide, and tea tree oil in the hydrocolloid patches. So just be aware of that. And I have tried their microdarts, and I like this type of, I guess, acne patch in general for those kind of under the surface, what are they called? Like cystic acne type spots, to really help them kind of resolve. So yeah, at half off, they might be worth looking at. I mean, they are pretty expensive. They are like individually wrapped and everything, and they're like $4 per patch, full price basically. So you really only want to break them out when you need to. So if you haven't tried a similar type of product, you may want to do so. But yeah, those are kind of on my list as well. All right, let's go back to the next day, which is March 13th. We have the Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. Again, that has some like essential oil type fragrance ingredients that I don't want to use, so I'll be skipping on that. We have the Rem Beauty Midnight Shadows eyeshadow palette. This will be on sale for $12, and I think people have been kind of meh about the formula of that, so I don't plan to pick it up, but if you're interested, here's your chance. And then there's also the Kinship Vitamin C Energizing and Brightening Eye Cream. I'll be skipping on that. And then the two products that I was able to try today, I used the Lancome, what is this, La Base Pro Oil-Free Longwear Makeup Primer. So it's really just kind of your typical like silicone primer. So I don't have a good handle on anyone other than Smashbox, I guess, that makes this type of primer. I mean, it'll be 20 something dollars instead of 40. So I don't know, I used it today. I think generally I would just prefer to go in with a hydrating primer or some kind of illuminating primer, but I don't hate the way that my base makeup looks, so I guess there's something to be said for that. And then for the Urban Decay Vice Hydrating Lipsticks, this one I actually have 2 samples of. I have a matte, supposedly, which is Backtrack, and then a cream, which is Callback. And I ended up kind of mixing them together. I thought I would like the cream formula a lot more, but I think the matte actually, I don't know, is a little bit more flattering, and it doesn't really feel like a matte. It feels like more of a satin, I guess, and it's pretty weightless. It reminded me a bit of the Pat McGrath lipsticks. So I swatched these before, but you can kind of see the way the cream is kind of catching on like the hairs on my hand and everything. And it felt like it was doing that a little bit with the lines and skin on my lips as well. I'm just curious if I swatch. I just got these 2 lipsticks from FabFitFun. So that one is Soft Core, and this one is Fembot. So I'd say the Urban Decay is less matte than either of those. Hopefully you can kind of see the difference there. But similar color anyway. So I ended up kind of mixing the 2 together to get a lip shade that I thought worked with the rest of my makeup. But the frustrating thing to me is on the Urban Decay website, so they did have both of those shades in the like drop down, but they don't seem to indicate the finish. So you may wish to kind of double check some other websites just to make sure that you are getting the finish that you want. I feel like usually when brands have different finishes, they're on different listings, but for whatever reason, they're all kind of clumped together. Yeah, like a high-end lipstick for $10. Obviously, they're going to be in nicer packaging than these little samples, so you may want to check those out. And those are a first-time steal also. All right, for March 14th, we have the Dermablend setting powders. And again, I just have a little sample here that I used to set, and I don't know, I feel like that product has been out forever. I mean, it's nice enough. I just feel like I really prefer pressed powder because it's just less messy, I guess. So yeah, not probably something I will be picking up. I'm not going to pick up any of the nude stick products. If you click on, for example, the Conscious Beauty section, it'll take you to a few different products. There's the Youthforia Pre-Game Daily Protective Primer. Haven't heard anything about that. The Korres Wild Rose Night Brightening Sleeping Facial. We have a Lash Food Lash Enhancing Duo, Teamy Blend Green Tea Blend Detox Mask, some Patchology Eye Gels, the Elizabeth Arden Advanced Ceramide Capsules, and then I guess what I wanted to talk about was the Beekman 1802 Milk Primer SPF 35, 3-in-1 Daily Defense Sunscreen and Makeup Perfector. And I think for a while I'd kind of, I don't know, dismissed Beekman 1802, but I've been using their, what was it called, Dream Booster. It's like a bakuchiol facial oil basically, and I've really been enjoying it. So I've kind of been more attuned to everything else that they're putting out. So that will be about $13.50. So I might try it out just to see what it's like. Again, I already checked the ingredients, and what I do, as I've explained before, is I copy and paste it into the Paula's Choice Beautypedia page. And with some plant extracts and everything, like they just don't have it in the database, so it doesn't show up. But I think I'm willing to take a chance on that. Like I kind of looked through everything and there wasn't anything that stood out. And there's also the Believe Aqua Bomb Sleeping Mask, if I didn't already say that. That is a product that when I did put it in, there are definitely some like fragrance ingredients. I think it might have like linalool, that kind of thing. So I will be skipping on that. Yeah. Citrol, citronellol, geraniol, limonene, linalool. You may not mind having those ingredients in your skincare, but like I said, I'm just trying to be extra careful. Going on to the next day. So we have the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliners, and I think there are a variety of different shades, which is kind of fun. It looks like there's some green and blue colors. So I used a sample of this today, and like I said, I don't know if it's allergies or if I'm trying to fight a cold or whatever, but this eye has been definitely watering today. So, you know, it definitely had some competition, I guess, in terms of being waterproof, but if you do have watery eyes, you might want to stay away from the liner. I guess in general, I'm just not a big liquid liner person, and I think with my skin tone and having more blonde lashes, it just stands out a lot, and I always feel like when I do wear liquid eyeliner that I need to have false lashes to kind of stand up to the liner. Yeah, I'm going to be passing on that. Like I said, I got a sample, and so I'll trot it out whenever I have to for these types of videos, but it's just not a product I use. We also have the Murad Targeted Wrinkle Corrector, the Flawless by Finishing Touch Fridge, some Arborian BB creams, and my number one pick for the 15th and one of my top picks for the sale in general is the LORAC eyeshadow palettes. So I think I have all of them that are going to be on sale. So they have the Soleil palette, which is a warm toned palette. I'll talk about the packaging in a moment, but you can see this one has 9 mattes and 9 shimmer metallics, and I used this in my Kosas bronzer review, so I will link that for you if you'd like to see an eye look with this. Today I used the Meraki, or I think it's Meraki palette, and this one is kind of unique in its form factor. They do have mirrors. Yeah, this one has like 3 rows of mattes, so 15 matte shades and 10 shimmer or metallic shades. They are smaller pans. I meant to look up whether LORAC still sells some like replacement singles. I know they don't sell singles for like every single shade, but perhaps some of the more common ones that you would possibly use up. But it is nice if you want kind of a smaller palette with a lot of shade options. So that one is the Meraki, and this is what I'm wearing today. So I have, what is it? Mauve in the crease, Dusty Plum in the outer corner. This one, Rose Quartz on the outer lid, and then Champagne on the inner lid is basically what I did. So I'll talk about the formula in a minute, but I just want to show you kind of all the different composition. So those palettes I haven't filmed any swatching videos of, but the other ones here, I did film a swatch video of the Noir palette, which if you want a more unique color story is a good way to go. So this one you have, I guess, the least number of mattes, so depending on what your preference is, but there's 6 mattes in this one, and then 12 of those metallic and shimmer shades. So that's the Noir palette, and then I did also do a swatch video of the Fairy Tale Forest palette. So I thought this was going to be limited edition because it came out like in the winter around the holidays, but it's been sticking around. So this one also, you get, I think, 6, 7, 8 mattes, and then 10 kind of shimmers and metallics. And this one has a few more kind of, I guess, jewel tones, I would say. So in general with the color story, I think I liked them because in general they're just a little bit more muted, and I think that just kind of works with my overall coloring. Like if I were to go back to the color seasons, I think I'm like a soft summer or something. Like there isn't a lot of kind of contrast between my hair and my skin and everything, and I have light eyes, so I think I'm like a soft summer. So I do well with these kind of more muted tones, and like warm tones, as you know, kind of help bring out blue eyes. But I think we've seen so many warm palettes that the Noir or the Fairy Tale Forest or this Meraki might be more up your alley. And as far as the formula goes, so I really like the formula. They have very kind of blendable mattes, and the metallics are, they go pretty foiled and metallic pretty easily compared to some other brands. So if you like a more metallic eye, these would, I think, be a good brand to look into. Like just for reference, I do like Natasha Denona's formula a lot, but I think these mattes are a little bit easier to work with. But I guess my only caveat to that is that I think, if I can zoom you in here, I think they do show a little bit more texture on the lids. If you do have more textured lids, or if that's just something you are kind of self-conscious about, you may want to skip on these. But how much are these? So they'll be between $20, $25 on sale, and they're normally between $40 and $50. I have seen them go on sale at other times during the year, so I don't think it's the kind of thing where if you don't pick them up now that you'll never be able to get them. And yeah, ignore that kind of, I guess, eyeliner situation, but yeah, that's kind of how my lids are looking. And again, I use that Mach paint pot as a base. And the other thing, you can depot these. So if that's something you're into, I don't love how, you can see again, has a mirror. I don't love how the shades are on a different fly leaf, but I guess it does make it easy to cover the mirror. So yeah, that may not bother you. As a YouTuber, it's kind of helpful to have the shades on the palette just so you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, the thing about these is that they open like so, and then you just have all those little holes where you can stick a pin through and pop out the metallic pans. The shades aren't printed on the back, so again, if you care about returning the palette to its original state or just knowing what shade it was, you might want to write on the back with like a Sharpie or something. Or I suppose you could even try to cut up this slip and glue it if you wanted to. And they do include in the boxes, so just be aware of this before you throw it out. The palette will fit in, so that's what the box interior looks like. And the palette will fit in like so, like there's a little pocket, but then there's this is hard to do. You can tell there's this little kind of pocket on the side. And what that is like a little key. It's like a little metal key that you can use to pop out the shades, which I guess is a nice touch, so you don't have to scramble for like a safety pin or whatever. So yeah, in general, they're pretty compact little palettes. You could even, like I said, pop out your favorite shades and take it traveling. And you get, like in this Fairy Tale Forest, it's 18 eyeshadows with a net weight of 16 grams. So a little less than a gram a shadow. So anyway, if I haven't sold you already, I do recommend at least taking a look at those and deciding whether one of them may be up your alley. I seem to recall Tati talking about the Noir palette at one point. Yeah, that would be one of my top picks, and that is an online only offer, so you won't see that in store. Yeah, and I like how, at least on this one, it shows you the kinds of shades that it has on the top. This one, it just says Soleil, and I don't have the Noir box anymore. Okay, so for the 16th, we have the Strivectin Super C Retinol Brighten and Correct Vitamin C Serum. I'll be passing on that. Have enough retinol serums and vitamin C serums for that matter. We have the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme and Maximum Plump Lip Plumpers. I'll be passing on those. I just don't like that type of product. Like, I figure I work so hard to kind of keep my lips in a good shape that I don't want to intentionally kind of irritate them. The CeraVital dietary supplement, I don't know anything about that. We have a first time steal and an online only offer, and this, interestingly enough, is something that I've heard quite a lot of people talk about being interested in. This is the iconic London multi-use sculpting palette. Very reflective. This will be on sale for $24.50, down from $49, and I think I got this in like a BoxyCharm or Ipsy or something. So the process of using this, I used it for the first time today for this video. It was quite a journey. But yeah, it does have a nice big plastic mirror there that stands up, and those are the shades. So you get 3 kind of more bronzy contour shades and then 3 kind of more highlightery concealer shades. And the interesting thing about this is that it has a very kind of slick emollient texture. Like, do you see how kind of oily that looks on my finger? So I think part of it was just kind of user error or just not being familiar with the product, but this is something that will pick up pretty easily, but it also blends pretty easily. So it goes on with a good amount of pigment. Like I used the Patrick Ta, what is it called? Contour brush. And I think, yeah, I definitely had a moment where I was reconsidering my choices when I first put that on my face. But, you know, I think I ultimately managed to kind of blend everything together. So I did the kind of underpainting technique, which I think was a good idea in the end. So if you are interested in that technique or kind of playing around with it, this might be a good palette to pick up. Like I did kind of blend things out with the brush a little bit and then also end up using a sponge on top with my foundation. Yeah, in the end I was able to kind of save the look, but like I said, I was a little alarmed at first. This is only, I think, one shade. It says it's back and better than ever. Contouring has had a major revamp since their first contour palette launched in 2018. So now they've, I guess, relaunched it. But anyway, I think this color will work for pretty deep complexions. And like really the one I used in the middle, I think is the one that's best for my skin tone. That one is still pretty cool toned, but I also kind of use these as bronzer products as well. Yeah, I guess if they were only going to do one shade variation, then they chose a good spectrum of shades. And these are the highlight shades. So that goes pretty light. The more yellowy tone, I'm not sure how that would show up on super deep complexions. So I did try to use that, I guess, a little bit as like a corrector underneath my eyes, even though I'd already used a corrector. And then I also ended up using some of the white almost shade to kind of lighten things up. And I also used that to kind of highlight some areas on the face as well. So I don't know. I think, how much is this going to be? Like 20 something? If you really want to try out the underpainting technique, I think it might be a fun palette to pick up on sale to play around with. But for me, I don't know that it's really going to replace how I do my makeup in terms of like the contour products I apply, because I kind of feel like, for me at least, like you almost have to do underpainting to make it work. Yeah, I think I like a little bit more control in my contour, and I think that one got out of hand pretty fast. So those are kind of my thoughts on it. And then what do we have next? Oh, there's some About Face matte lip and matte lip pencils. I'll probably pass on those. I know About Face is getting more popular, I think, but I don't know if those are the products that people are the most excited about. All right, so for March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, we have a surprise steal from Dermalogica. We have a Clarins Double Serum that I'll be passing on. We have the Lancôme La Vie est Belle Eau de Parfum, and this one has a lot of different sizes. So I think you can get like a purse spray or travel spray for like $17 maybe. They also have like a smaller size bottle that'll be like $20. So it's nice that they have those. And I did note the notes. So this is, you probably have smelled it before. It says it blends fresh spring iris with decadent spun sugar and warm vanilla for a floral gourmand scent that inspires your path to happiness. It's iris, patchouli, spun sugar, and warm vanilla are the notes. So I thought I would go ahead and spray some. Again, just a little sample. Julia Roberts is the spokesmodel. And I think the bottle is even supposed to replicate her smile, so it's been kind of a perfume designed around her. I don't know if they'll keep that kind of marketing once she retires or whatever. You may like this perfume, in which case, you know, pick it up for yourself. It's nice. It's just one of those kind of like, it's a perfume. Do you know what I mean? Like there isn't anything that's super kind of distinctive about it to me. But I would think about getting it for your mom or your grandma or another mother figure in your life for Mother's Day, which will be coming up in early May. So I think that would make a really nice gift. If you think they would like that perfume, they may already be using it, I don't know, but it's a good time to think ahead to Mother's Day, and I think that would make a nice Mother's Day gift, especially if you just have a kind of ballpark idea of what your mom likes. Like, I think it's a pretty universal perfume. Then we also have some Ofra highlighters. They say this is a first time steal. I don't understand why though, because I distinctly remember swatching a bunch of these in a video like this last fall, I think. So I'll link that video for you if you want to see some swatch comparisons. Today I am wearing the shade Pillow Talk, and I really don't want to swatch all of these again. But anyway, that is Pillow Talk. It's kind of an icy pink. I applied it with the Anastasia A23 brush. I try to be kind of really light-handed with it because it's a pretty kind of beaming highlighter. I even put some on my nose, which I think was a bad idea, so I had to kind of correct for it. I think Ofra's highlighters have been kind of their hero product for a while now, and they have so many different ones. That one was Pillow Talk, which is what I'm wearing, and again, I try to kind of blend it down onto the cheek a little bit as more of a blush topper. We have the shade Glazed Donut, which is an icy white. This was the collab with Nikki Tutorials. I know the Samantha March highlighter is also going to be on sale. That one is a mix of, I want to say Star Island and Pillow Talk. So two shades that are already existing. And then we have this palette where I marked last year with a wet erase marker which ones were going to be on sale. So I think Rodeo Drive and Rodeo are the same one, but they call this a champagne for all skin tones. Pillow Talk was a soft pink pearl. The Beverly Hills is a mix of 5 different shades, I think. Yeah, 5 different shades of that. And then I don't know if Blissful is still there, but I did recently get, if I can find it. This little palette has Star Island in it. And these are removable from the pan also. I think I showed you last time, so I don't know if it's just certain shades that weren't on sale before. So this one, for example, is the Nikki Tutorials. It does have a mirror, but if you wanted to pop these into a magnetic pan, they do pop out. So it's always a nice feature when products do that. But yeah, I was going to show you Star Island. It's another one that's on sale. Ones that I don't have that are on sale include The Hills, which is a light champagne. Brentwood is a deep champagne. Glow Goals is a neutral champagne gold metallic. And yeah, the Samantha March is Pillow Talk and Star Island. So this is a smaller side, but this one is a more, yeah, they call it a warm ivory. So definitely warmer than the pink or the white that I showed you. Yeah, those will be on sale if you haven't yet tried an Ofra highlighter. On sale for between $14.50 and $20. We also have some Anastasia clear and tinted brow gels. I used their clear brow gel today on top of their Brow Wiz, I think it is. And I have been using the brow gel, the untinted one, I think for over 10, 12 years at this point. So yeah, so I have, I guess, decent brows, but the hairs do tend to be longer, so I like to have something that kind of holds them up. For filming and everything, I generally go in with some kind of tinted brow product because I like just to emphasize them a little bit more, have them show up on camera. But for every day, usually I go in with a clear product. I know some people don't like the feeling of this product because it does dry a little bit stiffer, but I like that it really kind of holds things. So mine is in a silver tube. I'm pretty sure this is the same product as what's on sale, although the one on sale, it looks like they might have repackaged it to be more of a pink, is what it looks like. But anyway, do recommend this product if you haven't tried it. I don't like the tinted brow gel, and I thought I had it still, but I think I might have gotten rid of it. For that one, I like their Dip Brow. So this is their Dip Brow and Taupe, and I would recommend that if you want some kind of tinted brow product from them. Other brands, I like the Kosas Air Brow, and I like the Benefit Gimme Brow. This tinted brow gel, it just has like a weird kind of metallic look to it, which personally I don't enjoy. I'm pretty sure I have a video where I tried that product on camera, and I'll try to find it and link it if I can. But yeah, I think I tried the shade Blonde, so that would have been blonde hair with warm gold undertones, and I think it looks weird. So don't personally recommend the tinted brow gel from ABH. All right, so I think that was it for the 17th. Moving on to the 18th, we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. And I have this, and I know I've done like a full face of Fenty before. I have in the shade 100, which honestly I think is too light even for me. So if you are truly porcelain, it's a good thing that they have, I guess, such an extensive shade range. I think I need to go up a shade or two though. So I was able to kind of blend it in and like use a sponge to make it look okay. And I set it with that Derma Blend powder. I think that Tarte mascara that I put on my lower lashes is kind of smudging and doing things. But yeah, it's just okay. I think generally, I don't know if it's the shade too, because sometimes products that are too light for you end up looking dry on your skin. I don't know, it's just okay. I think in general, my preference is just to use a corrector and then use a concealer that's a little bit more lightweight and hydrating. Like I love the Too Faced Ethereal Light Concealer. So I don't know, for $15, if you've been curious about it, it's not the worst concealer in the world. And like I said, they do have a very extensive shade range. This is a first time steal. How many shades do we have? There's a lot. I'm not sure if it's 40, 50. You know, you can't fault them for their shade range generally. So I guess I would say it's not the worst product, but it's not a full endorsement from me either. All right, so we have some moisturizers from Clinique. And then I think what a lot of people are excited about, this is a first time steal. It's the new blushes from Benefit. So these are the Wonderful World Silky Soft Powder Blushes. They will be $15.50 down from $31. And I think I might try to pick up one of these at least. Like the shade Willa kind of has my attention. I think that one's like a dusty rose color, which is usually pretty good for me. Today I used, and I'm a little embarrassed by how old this is, but I used my shade Dandelion, which this was a set. Obviously, it's in a Sephora palette, so I feel kind of sacrilegious holding it, but I think this was a set that Benefit put out around the holidays, and I think I even have a video depotting it on my channel. But yeah, of all the shades, other than Hoola, I guess, like these were some of their older shades, and it seems like they've possibly been discontinued. But Dandelion seems to have stuck around. So I don't know if that was one of their more popular shades. I used it today, and granted this is an old product and I guess they've been reformulated possibly, but this shade, it's very subtle on me, even being as fair as I am. So I like it, but I feel like I really have to kind of build it to get it to show. So I don't know, if you're really scared of blush, maybe look at that shade. Again, I haven't tried the kind of new iteration of it, but I am curious about these, and still don't really love the box design, but I guess at least they kind of shrunk them down a bit and got rid of the brushes that were in them to make them a little bit more, I don't know, storage friendly. So yeah, I think I will pick one of those up, and there are quite a few shades of this, so I'm not sure what will be kind of the most popular shades, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least one or two of those shades kind of sold out at some point. But one thing I thought I would mention, in case you do miss out or you just aren't in a position to pick it up at the moment, they do have some of the shades in mini sizes, and the mini sizes aren't too much more than half of the full price. That may be worth looking into or keeping in the back of your mind. Yeah, I guess this would be even more storage friendly. And honestly, like, how many of us really use up most of our blushes? So yeah, so definitely have that bookmarked. And there's the IT Cosmetics Confidence and Cream. Again, I think that has some kind of essential oil type products or fragrances. And then there's the Beauty Blender Bubble, which is a pretty pink color. That'll be $10 down from $20. And I have been using my Pro Beauty Blender, which is black. I've been using it past when I probably should. So I do have a purple one kind of on standby, but I think I might pick up the pink one. I don't know. It just looks pretty and spring-like. Will probably stain really badly though, so there's that. And the last thing is a first time steal. This is the Nuface Mini Plus Facial Toning Micro Current Kit in Sandy Rose. It's $122 some, and you get a brush and some of the activating gels to go with it. So I do have a mini Nuface, but it's one of their older models. I use this pretty frequently, actually. It's one of those devices I think I've invested in that I do actually use a fair bit, especially before I film, just to kind of help everything be nice and lifted. So I think the thing they changed, in addition to kind of the overall design a little bit, is that I think this new one is like connected to an app. And I was reading some of the reviews where it said like the app was kind of buggy, or it didn't really work well, or they couldn't use the device without the app. Whereas this one is just, you turn it on and then go to town. Yeah, maybe just look into that a little bit just to see what you think or whatever. I haven't tried this particular one, so I can't speak from personal experience, but I do like this as a microcurrent device generally. Just be prepared that, and I just wanted to compare it to the size that I have. Okay, so it comes with a 1.69 ounces of the Aqua Gel. This is the 3.3 ounce size, and it also comes with half an ounce of the Silk Cream Activator. And then these don't have any kind of like stand because they're meant to be more travel friendly, so it won't have anything to sit into if that's one thing that you were looking for. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that you do have to purchase an activator to use it. And I like this one. This is the 10 fluid ounce size because it's the most cost effective and it's just easier to dispense, especially if you need to apply more while you're using the device. So yeah, just be aware that this is going to entail kind of additional purchases down the road if you invest into it. This is the 3.3 ounce, which is kind of nice for travel. It comes out through the middle there. So I guess if you're using a brush, that might be nice. But for me, again, just to have it kind of easily dispensable and for the kind of value consideration, I like this 10 ounce size. And I think this retails for like $50 something normally. So I always look for that when it's on sale. And I did check to see if they were going to have any of the activators on sale during the 21 Days of Beauty, and it unfortunately doesn't look like they are. Okay, moving on to the 19th. I think this is the last day. Oh no, I think we're done. Oh, yeah, the 18th was a Saturday. Okay, we're done. Great. This is going to be enough of a beast to edit anyway. Yeah, so that's going to do it for week 1. For me, I think my top picks for myself are possibly the Zit Stickas. I thought about getting a new paint pot, but I don't know if I'll bother just to have a fresh one. So yeah, so there's that on the first day. The Beekman Milk Primer I might get, and then the Benefit Blushes and the Beauty Blender, I think is it for me for the first week. And as far as what I would recommend to others, I definitely recommend looking into the LORAC eyeshadow palettes if you haven't already, and the Nuface device, with the caveat that I haven't tried this new model. So that's going to do it for now. Until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.